Good evening, I'm Clarice Tinsley. 14 people on that jet headed to DFW were treated for injuries. 5 of them had to go to the hospital. That 777 had taken off from Seoul, South Korea. It was off the coast of Japan when the rough skies forced the pilots to divert to Tokyo. In a story you saw first on Fox 4, Brandon Todd spoke to a North Texan on board that frightening flight. Brandon.
Yeah, Clarice, attorney Mark Stanley was telling me he has logged millions of miles with American Airlines. He's an experienced flyer, but he says he's never experienced anything like this before. Turbulence so rough, he said, that a lot of the people on board wondered if they'd even make it out alive.
It was all Dallas attorney Mark Stanley could do to keep his cell phone steady.
Out of nowhere, just food and plates and everything went flying.
It was Flight 280, a Boeing 777, en route from Seoul to DFW Airport. An hour and a half into the flight, they hit massive turbulence off the coast of Japan.
Show me the bowl that hit your head. It broke.
Apparently, we were the first plane going through this, and so there was no warning to the pilots whatsoever.
The flight turned around and was diverted to Tokyo. American Airlines says their crew of 15, as well as the 240 passengers, were checked out by paramedics. These pictures show the scene on the tarmac, where a makeshift triage center was set up. 4 passengers and 1 crew member were injured badly enough to be transported to local hospitals, but their injuries were described as non-life-threatening. At one point in the video, you can hear the call for help over the plane's loudspeaker.
If there is a medical doctor on board and would like to assist with injuries in the aft portion, in the back portion, coach cabin, as soon as it's safe, we would appreciate your cooperation in helping with an injured crew member.
The lady next to me was hit by a plate and it broke. It hit her on the head and it broke, and she had no blood, but she had a bump. The flight attendant, one flight attendant really hurt himself, his shoulder. Another one hurt her neck. Another flight attendant was just sitting on the jump seat up there, is just in pain. Apparently one of the flight attendants passed out. One of the flight attendants apparently hit an exit sign on the ceiling.
Stanley's video shows debris everywhere, broken glass, even what appears to be wine splashed up onto the luggage compartments. He says the shaking went on for about an hour. The turbulence was likely caused by the winter storm that passed over Japan, creating a low-pressure system seen here in satellite animation over the last 12 hours. It's estimated that the winds at altitude may have been around 200 miles per hour. The looks on the faces of the passengers in the video show just how fearful many of them were.
It was definitely frightening, and it did get, after 5 minutes, it starts to get a little more on your nerves. After 10, you start to get a little more worried. After an hour, you're just wondering what the heck's going on here. Are we ever going to get out of this?
Those passengers were put up in hotels, and I finished up with Mark about 6:15. He said he was right on his way to Narita, Japan, so he could catch a flight back here to DFW Airport. Clarice?
So glad Mark talked to you, and so glad everybody is safe. Brandon Todd at DFW Airport, thank you.